Hi, how are you doing? This is IBM-i By Doing. Welcome to IBM-i By Doing, a series of video sessions in which we do hands-on projects programming the IBM-i Midrange computer. I'm Madhu Vasudevan with over 20 years of IBM-i work experience at your service. The target audience is newbie programmers who want to learn RPG4 or RPG ILE on IBM-i. We will mount our RPG bikes right on top of the subfile hill and slide down the valley of data file processing in RPG4 ILE. Just follow along. Working along with me, you will be able to do this. Early in this series, we will tackle the fabled RPG subfile, and we will create every possible variation of the subfile. We will create physical files, logical files, display files, printer files, and of course the RPG ILE programs to handle all these files. We will create some information display screens, some data entry screens, and generate some reports. Welcome to this session on RPG4 ILE programming. In this virtual life on the cloud, you are a crossing guard on the Hogsmeade Railroad Station. Besides escorting newbie schoolers to the Hogwarts School of Magic, you have to build the computer interface for Muggle parents who want the train's departure information at hogwarts.com. In this magical session, we will cast a spell to create a physical file to hold train's information, create a display file with a subfile for keying in the train's information to enable heads-down data entry, create a data entry subfile program to enter data into the train's information database file, run the data entry program to populate the physical file with the train's information, query the train's physical file to view the entered records. Our data entry subfile program will allow users to input multiple train records in one screen. This allows for the so-called heads-down data entry method of keying in data, record after record, without pausing to look up. After entering a screen full of data records, user will press enter to save the records. The program will save only valid records to the physical file. Invalid records will be brought up for review. This process can be continued as long as user wants. Finally, F3 may be pressed to quit the data entry program and end the data entry session. The newly added records may be viewed by querying the physical file. This subfile query program we will write later in another hands-on video. For now, we will run the query command to view the data records added to the train's physical file. To keep us motivated to produce more of such high-quality free content, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button below, leave a comment or two, and share this video with your colleagues, friends, and other IBM-i enthusiasts. Hit the bell icon below to actively follow along with the rest of our series. Having created a display file with a subfile for keying in the train's information, let's create a data entry subfile program. We need to code two more simple subroutines, two simple move subroutines, subroutine to move blanks to SFL and move the values to database. So let's key in the move blanks to SFL subroutine. Same method, first 4 lines from the previous subroutine, copy them, paste it below the last subroutine. Last 2 lines, copy them, paste it below. Change the name of the subroutine to move. Thank you, VS Code. Copy that subroutine name, paste it in the end subroutine line comment. The comment of the subroutine needs to change. We just copy blanks or zeros to subfile record fields. First field s_center equals star blanks semicolon. Highlight the entire line, copy it 7 times. Change the field names. Second field name is train number. Third field name weekdays. Next field name str time. Next field name PLTF. Next field name ticket. Next field name engineer, and last field name commission date, which we did not validate. Commission date we will default it to 1/1/2001 for no specific reason. The numeric fields of start time we will make it zeros, copy it and paste it against the other numeric fields for platform and ticket. We have completed the move blanks to subfile subroutine coding. Control S to save it. One last simple subroutine left to code. So let's copy the first 4 lines from the previous subroutine, paste it below the last subroutine, the last 2 lines from the previous subroutine, paste it below the new subroutine, change the name of the subroutine to move to database, copy the subroutine name, paste it against the end subroutine comment, change the subroutine comment. We just copy subfile record values to database record fields. Columns are called fields in the IBMi world. Center is assigned S underscore cent semicolon. Train number is assigned S underscore train number semicolon. Weekdays is assigned S underscore weekdays semicolon. Start time is assigned S underscore start time semicolon. Platform is assigned S underscore platform semicolon. Ticket is assigned S underscore ticket semicolon. Engineer is assigned S underscore engineer semicolon. And commission date is assigned S underscore commission date. Down arrow, enter semicolon. We have coded the move to DB subroutine. We can get rid of the blank lines. Control S to save the code of the member train adupg.rpgle. RPGLE being the member type. Just scroll up and down through your code and read it. Visually inspect it for bugs. Subroutine name update DB is slightly misleading because we are not only updating. So we'll put a comment here in the main line that we add or update database file. Didn't want to make the subroutine names too long, but you could have just called it add update DB. So let's refactor. Control H, look for update DB, replace with add update DB and replace all over. Control S, position cursor to beginning of file with Control Home and say replace all. Add update DB. So we refactored the subroutine name from update DB to add update DB. We could refactor clear SFL. Control C, Control H, change clear SFL to clear capital S FL, replace all over. Let's do the same for load SFL. Control C, Control H, replace load SFL with load capital S FL, replace all over. Close the pop-up window. Control S to save your code. Looks good. To keep it simple, I have not shown error handling. Production code would require better error handling. Press Control Home, come to the top of the file, top of the member, press Control E for quick execute and it brings up the executables pop-up. We choose the first one, create bound RPG program, click on it and you have an error. Looks like the refactoring did not work out so well. Add update DB, hover over add update DB, you get the operand add update DB of execute subroutine is not a subroutine name. Scroll down, we added 2 adds there. Hopefully that's fixed. Close this little pop-up window. Control S to save the changed code. Try compiling one more time. Control E, create bound RPG program. And I don't know how we got transsettle here. Delete transsettle from there. Control S and Control E one more time. Click on create bound program. You don't need E's in zeros. Let's just show the output here. and make it full screen. Normally you do this with the work spool file in the green screen, but here you have the same compilation or compiled file. Severity 30, errors found in the program. The eval operation is missing an expression. RNF 5358. Error level 20 is okay. Error level 30 is bad. So let's look at RNF 5358. Control C, Control Home, Control F, Control V. Oh, we have these zeros here. E not good. That was a little bit of debugging. Close this search window. Close this output. Back to our code. Remove the E's from the zeros. Control S. You see this little dot here changes to a cross. We know that it has been saved. Control E. Click on Create Bound Program and we have touchdown. Action Create Bound RPG Program. Hover over the message to see the full thing. It will show you that it was successful. Open up the pop-up box and you see that the action Create Bound RPG Program for your library / train add UPG was successful. Close the pop-up box. You could close this member window and under File, Close Window to exit Visual Studio Code. Launch the client 5250 emulator. If you just signed into IBMi, remember to do two things. First, change current library to your project library and hit enter. Change job, set the decimal format to *blank and hit enter. From the command line, key in the command work member PDM and hit enter. Ensure that the library shows your project library and file opened is Q RPGLE src against the program source member train ADUPG. Key in a 2 and hit enter. We can edit our subfile data entry program in SEU. However, SEU cannot prompt free format code. It cannot understand control options either. So if you were to edit a line and hit enter, you will be shown errors. Press F3 to exit SEU. Ensure that return to editing is no and hit enter. You have to compile this member to create the program object called train ADUPG. You had compiled it through Visual Studio Code, but you can compile it again through work member PDM. The program object called train ADUPG will be called by the user to perform data entry. To compile this member train ADUPG into a program object of the same name in PDM screen, type 14 against the member and hit enter. Since the program object already exists, since you compiled it from Visual Studio Code, it is asking you if you wish to delete the existing program object and recreate. Say yes and hit enter. The create bound RPG command compiles the source member and creates the program object of the same name in your current library, which is your project library. You should see the file created success message in the bottom. Press F3 a few times till you're back in the main menu. Check on your program object. Key in the command dsplib, your project library, and hit enter. Besides source physical file QDDS src, physical file object train set, display file object train UPADF, you should also see the program object train ADUPG. Ignore the object EVF event. This probably got created during our interface with Visual Studio Code. Click F3 to exit the display. Having created a data entry subfile program, let's run the data entry program. From the command line, key call your project library /train ADUPG and hit enter. Moment of truth. Here is your subfile data entry program. Press F3 to exit. Key in the command work member PDM. Hit enter. From within PDM to call the program, just key in a C against the member name and hit enter. Enter some data. Center New York. Train T0001. Engineer Albus Dumbledore. Watch the spelling. Platform number 1, tab or field exit, either works. Weekdays, make it 135. Scheduled time, let's say 17. Right arrow key, 30. Ticket price 23.45. Field exit. Commence date 0101, maybe 2010. Some data entry tips. Train number field train no is the unique key in our data physical file train set and should not be duplicated. 20 train records are the bare minimum required to test paging in the inquiry subfile programs that we are going to write in future hands-on sessions. Create at least 5 centers with at least 4 trains each. 40 train records are sufficient for all types of subfile functionality testing. Alternate departure days between the odd and even days of the week. Use weekdays 135 and 246 alternatively. Remember that no engineer works on Sunday, day 7. Restrict platform numbers from 1 to 5. Restrict ticket price to less than 500 Kanats. You don't have to key in the delimiters for the start time field or the date field. Feel free to make up any departure times in the 24-hour range. Don't worry about platform departure time clashes. In the wizarding world, the laws of physics warp a little. And yes, copy-paste works on the green screen, but you need to know that magic spell. When you have keyed in up to a screen full of data, hit enter. Valid records will be saved to the physical file and blanked out from the subfile. Invalid data will be retained in the subfile for error checking. Press F3 at any time to exit the data entry subfile program. Having run the data entry program, let's query the train's physical file to view the entered records. Back in the IBMi screen, press F3 until you return to the main menu. From the command line, run the command run query *n your project library / the data physical file train set and hit enter. Good start. Press F3 to exit the query display. Eventually, we should populate our train set data physical file with at least 40 records. This will facilitate testing of paging in the report programs and subfile inquiry and editing programs that we will be writing in future RPG4 hands-on sessions. It would take about half an hour of heads-down data entry, but I won't be surprised if some of you crossing guards cooked up some magical spreadsheet and SQL spells to add 40 unique train records in a jiffy. Congratulations! As you can see, we have successfully marked all our milestones of our project list. We created a physical file to hold data. We created a display file with a subfile to facilitate heads-down data entry. We created a subfile data entry program in free format RPG4. We used the RPGLE program to do some data entry, and we ran a query on the physical file to view the entered records. For a mere crossing guard, your spell worked like a charm. For the next set of videos, the Muggles want us to create inquiry subfile programs. A shout out to J.K. Rowling and the Harry Potter fandom for fueling our imagination and providing all the data. To keep us motivated to produce more of such high quality free content, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button below, leave a comment or two, and share this video with your colleagues, friends, and other IBMi enthusiasts. Thanks for watching. Until our next hands-on session, this is Madhu Vasudevan wishing you a very happy IBMi by doing. Stay tuned and hit the bell icon below to be notified of our latest and greatest project videos.